ago, deep within the humid jungles of Southeast Asia, a creature of legend once ruled the shadows, long before human history was written down. The earth trembled under a weight far greater than any elephant, as a massive silhouette began to emerge from the thick, mysterious veil of the tropical mist. This was not a mammoth or a saber-toothed cat, but the undisputed king of the apes, the largest primate to ever walk upon our planet's surface. Standing twice as tall as a modern human, Gigantopithecus was a mountain of muscle and reddish-brown fur, a true titan of the ancient Pleistocene forest world. Welcome to an epic journey as we decode the mysteries of this vanished giant, tracing its rise to dominance and its eventual tragic disappearance from history. Join us as we explore the life, the power, and the ultimate fall of a species that pushed the very limits of biological evolution and size. To understand this giant, we must look closer at its physical form, a masterpiece of natural engineering designed for a world of abundance and ancient mystery. Its jaw was a powerful crushing machine, built with thick bones and massive teeth designed to grind through the toughest vegetation found in the deep jungle. Like the modern panda, this giant relied heavily on bamboo, using its immense strength to access the nutritious core of these incredibly tough and fibrous plants. Scientific analysis of its DNA and bone structure reveals its closest living relative is the orangutan, though the two species diverged many millions of years ago. Weighing up to 500 kilograms, it was a slow-moving but unstoppable force, a gentle giant that rarely needed to fear the other forest inhabitants. Despite its terrifying size, evidence suggests it was a peaceful herbivore, spending most of its day foraging for fruits, seeds, and various types of tubers. A typical day in the life of this giant was defined by the search for water and the immense amount of calories required to maintain its bulk. Social bonds were likely strong, with dominant males protecting their family groups as they migrated through the vast, green corridors of their Southeast Asian home. In these moments of calm, the jungle seemed to belong entirely to them, a paradise where food was once plentiful and the climate was always warm. But danger always lurked in the shadows. Ancient predators like the saber-toothed cat were always watching for a moment of weakness or an isolated individual. Sensing the predator, the silverback of the group stands his ground. In the prehistoric world, sheer physical size was the ultimate and most effective defensive weapon. With a thunderous roar that echoes for miles, the giant displays its power, warning any challenger that a single blow from its arms could be fatal. The predator chooses survival over hunger, retreating back into the darkness. Even the most desperate hunters knew better than to face a fully grown king. Life resumes its rhythm. For hundreds of thousands of years, this balance remained stable. But the world was beginning to change in ways they couldn't anticipate. As the Pleistocene progressed, the Earth entered a cycle of cooling. The Great Ice Age was beginning to reshape the global environment and local ecosystems. The abundant bamboo forests, the primary source of life for the giant, began to shrink, replaced by open savannas that offered very little to eat. Size, once an advantage, now became a deadly burden. A body that massive required constant energy, which the drying landscape could no longer provide consistently. The tragedy of the giant was its inability to adapt. While smaller primates could survive on varied diets, the king was a specialist in a vanishing world. One by one, the great populations dwindled. The once mighty rulers were reduced to wandering ghosts, searching for a home that no longer existed on the map. By 100,000 years ago, the last of the Gigantopithecus had likely perished, leaving behind only silence and a few scattered clues in the earth. For centuries, their story was forgotten, until a chance discovery in an unlikely place brought the legend of the dragon teeth back to the light. In 1935, paleoanthropologist Ralph von Koenigswald found a tooth so large he initially thought it belonged to a giant human or a mythical beast. This single tooth provided the first evidence that a massive, unknown primate had once existed, sparking a global scientific search for more fossil remains. Today, cutting-edge technology allows us to peer inside these fossils, extracting proteins and microscopic data that tell the story of their ancient lives. By analyzing the isotopes in their teeth, we can confirm exactly what they ate and how the changing climate eventually led to their unavoidable extinction. Caves across China and Vietnam have become time capsules, preserving the only physical remains of a species that once dominated the entire Asian continent. Each new find helps us piece together the puzzle of our own evolutionary history and the diverse paths that life on Earth has taken. As we look at the modern descendants of this lineage, we see the same intelligence and beauty that once defined the life of the great king. The legacy of Gigantopithecus lives on in its cousins, but they too face a precarious future as their forest homes begin to disappear once again. History repeats itself. While the ancient giant fell to natural climate change, today's primates face a threat caused by the hands of man. The king has long been a ghost, a reminder that even the most powerful species can be erased if they fail to adapt to a changing world. Will we learn from the past? Or will we watch as more of Earth's magnificent kings become nothing more than dusty fossils in a museum? The story of Gigantopithecus is a testament to the wonder of life and a warning about the fragility of existence in an ever-changing universe. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Let us work together to ensure that no more kings are lost to history. Beneath these swaying stalks, a world of giants once thrived, proving that even the strongest empires are built on the simplest of foundations. Every fragment tells a story of survival. Every tooth, a chapter of a life lived in a world much different from our own today. In the reflection of the past, we see the beauty of a lost era, a time when the earth was wild, untamed, and full of giants. Its power was absolute, yet its existence was delicate, tied to the specific needs of a habitat that was slowly but surely fading away. They were the masters of the morning, waking to a world where they had no rivals, only the endless bounty of the ancient tropical forests. But nature is a patient sculptor, and the seasons eventually turned into centuries of drought that even the strongest kings could not withstand.
From the crude stone tool to
Under the lens,
themselves,
we find the truth of their biology, a story of extreme specialization that became a trap when the environment began to shift. They traveled across vast distances, following the food, unaware that the very landscape was slowly closing the gates on their survival forever. Standing before this skeleton, one cannot help but feel a sense of awe for the scale of life that once inhabited our home planet. For the next generation, these fossils are a bridge to a world of wonder, sparking a desire to protect the nature we still have left. We are all part of this grand story, a lineage of thinkers and survivors who have watched the giants fall and the small endure. The mountains still remember their footsteps, even if the world has moved on to a faster, noisier, and much more crowded modern era.
It's gonna be the biggest tree
An
in the
imprint
park.
left in
To
time,
the future.
a mark of a presence that was once so solid, now reduced to the echoes of stones and the theories of men. From a single tooth, a kingdom was reborn in our minds, proving that science can resurrect the past if we are willing to listen. They were self-aware, social, and complex, possessing a depth of experience that we are only now beginning to truly appreciate and understand. The rain of time washes all away, leaving only the hardiest remnants for us to find in the dark corners of the Earth's crust. Geological forces, invisible and